It's the 6th day of the 6th month, 06.
Can we cope with the ghost that forced a family to flee their own home?
Do something.
And this week I've brought you to Brighton. Now, being most haunted, we've not just come here for the ice cream and seaside rock. We've come to investigate the very haunted Preston Manor.
This is a house with a long line of history. First mentioned in the Domesday Book of 1086, it has since undergone several rebuilds and modifications, but retains one important documented fact. A ghost has been seen here for over 500 years. Many families lived here before the manor opened to the viewing public in 1933. Yet staff and visitors have always been convinced that a nun called Sister Agnes remains in residence. And we are here to prove if this is fact or fiction.
Now, bearing all this in mind, Preston Manor truly is a very scary place. But was it too scary for Kath and Carl when they spent last night alone and in the dark?
How do you actually feel, Kath?
I
just thought I heard a noise from up here.
I heard it. What's that?
What?
I've just seen a white shadow there.
Where?
A white here.
A white shadow?
Yeah.
Oh! Shh, what the was that?
Over there.
The door was open. You what?
I can't
Go on,
move.
Bennett. What was the was that? There's somebody out there. If you're there, come in the room. There's something there.
I don't think I can take much more of this at all.
Hell. Oh, shit, someone's walking towards this door. Oh, that. No way. Oh, shit. Is there? Who's there?
No way.
That's someone. That's got to be someone. Hang on. Don't go fast, because we fall out. Oh, shit. What?
Somebody behind us.
And on a second viewing of their footage, had this distraught duo really just walked past a possible apparition?
That's got to be someone. Hang on. Don't go fast, because we.
They may have survived to see another day, but how will Carl and Kath's nerves cope when faced with a full 24-hour investigation inside Preston Manor's many haunted rooms?
One frightening phantom that's seen all over Preston Manor is that of Sister Agnes, who is blamed for so much paranormal activity.
From unpleasant atmospheres and potent smells to strange noises and full apparitions.
She was a nun and was brutally murdered by an unknown assailant, and her body wasn't discovered until 400 years after her death. Her remains were discovered right underneath where I'm standing, but the manor isn't the only place that Agnes haunts.
She is said to roam the graveyard looking for a proper burial.
There have been various families that have lived here over the years, but probably the most famous, the people that have lived here the longest, have been the Stanford family. They actually lived in the house for over 138 years, which is quite a long time for one family.
We've got letters from the family, we've got scripts that they wrote down all about this ghost. She used to appear every 6 weeks to people in the house, pop up everywhere. She'd be in this room here, she'd be in the corridors outside, she would be upstairs, she'd be in the churchyard, she'd be in the garden. She would appear everywhere. We have a back staircase that goes down to the kitchens from the maid's room. And every time you go up and down this staircase, you can hear another set of footsteps coming behind you. There is definitely something following you down.
This is a servant's basement and is a very scary place to be. Many people who visit here feel uneasy for no apparent reason.
The servant bells often ring, even though all but one has had their wires dismantled.
But the most common sight is that of a nun. Children playing in the corridors have actually seen her and spoken to her. She's a solid apparition. When approached, simply disappears. Could she be the ghost of Agnes, or simply another lost, desperate soul? A lady dressed in grey has been seen coming through this cabinet. It used to be a doorway into another room. She's also been seen walking up and down these stairs and across the landing, but never acknowledging anyone.
To increase the intrigue, when the clock strikes midnight tonight, we will have reached the 6th day of the 6th month in the year ending 06. Now, parapsychologist Kieran O'Keefe is a well-known sceptic of anything attributed to supernatural existence. So what are his views on a date supposedly linked to the number of the beast?
Now, we've not just got the manor as well. Things have been seen and heard here in the graveyard, and also the church. We're able to enter that this evening as well. So we're going to be all over the place, aren't we?
It's going to be great. The thing that I'm a little bit concerned about is in terms of the investigative team. Are they going to let suggestion play on their minds? Because a graveyard and a church, it automatically has associations with it. It almost automatically has spooky sensations, spooky environment, and there are stories here, and I'm just concerned about that area. The Preston Manor itself, at least the upper floors, they don't necessarily feel spooky. So I'm hoping that we get some phenomena in the upper floors rather than elsewhere.
Is there anything that concerns you about the surrounding area?
Given that we're very close to a main road, and also the perimeter of the manor kind of backs on to a public park, and also next to the graveyard we've got a football pitch which have lots of electrical lightings, there's a number of environmental things that I think we need to look out for.